Ladies and gentlemen, let's rate GamingTech.com video. There are 711 million PC gamers in the world, according to Intel. This was actually announced at Intel's IDF, also known as Intel Developer Forum. And in fact, Kirk Skaugen took to the stage and said, and I quote, "Desktop is alive and well, and it's innovating. Whether it's small form factors, all-in-ones, portable all-in-ones, or extreme gaming." Now, of course, he did take the opportunity to plug their own Broadwell processors. Broadwell, by the way, of course, is the upcoming successor to Haswell, which is kind of the current top-of-the-line Intel CPUs. And he said, quite simply put, this 14nm technology is the most advanced silicon manufacturing technology in the world. And Intel are actually going to be pushing the graphics technology of the next generation CPUs, and there's a reason behind this. Intel are going to be allowing slotting the top-of-the-line Iris Pro GPU components into socketable processors. So in theory, you're going to be able to buy an Iris Pro based processor, drop it into a cheap ITX H97 motherboard, and this will allow you to make an affordable mini gaming PC. Now, of course, that's not necessarily going to be able to play Crysis 3 at the maximum settings, but it's certainly going to afford you a relatively reasonable rig. You might have already seen various items in the market, for example, Gigabyte's Brix Pro, that's Brix spelled as B-R-I-X, just for your FYI, but they're not cheap. So the idea here is that Intel are going to be basically providing a cheaper and still very powerful processor. Interestingly, Lisa Graff from Intel actually was speaking to PC Gamers, PC Gamer, that would be the website, and they said, and she said rather, "We're very focused around PC gaming and enthusiasts. This is the one area of PCs that has kept growing. There are our most loyal customers, PC gamers. They want as much performance as we can throw at them. We're going to bring Intel's best technologies to bear with PC gaming." If you think about it, and this is of course out of quote, if you think about it, it all makes logical sense. Generally speaking, there are a couple of different groups of people who want a lot of power. There's of course the designers, video editors, programmers, developers, those type of people. There are those who maybe have their own, and we're talking home users here, so not massive corporations, maybe those who are kind of dabbling in 3D rendering, maybe overclocking or power enthusiasts, or Bitcoin miners. Those type of people are of course, the second group, but definitely one of the more abundant, and that is PC gaming, because there are multiple reasons, and this isn't a pop at next generation consoles, but it's fair to say that in terms of performance, they've been a little disappointing, and I put all of the next generation consoles, including the Wii U, the Xbox One, and the PS4 in there. And on top of that, PC gaming now is such a huge area, because it's not like you need a ridiculously, ludicrously powerful GPU to be able to play games now at 1080p. Even a mid-range card can easily handle 1080p with a high level of anti-aliasing. It's kind of funny because Dell have recently announced a 5K display, which is frankly ludicrous if you actually consider the number of pixels involved and the amount of GPU computing power that you're going to need to fill them all. So yes, PC gaming still has a few issues. There are still concerns over DirectX and exactly what direction it's going to take, how much of a difference it's really going to make, but the early indications are good from what I'm hearing. Even AMD, Nvidia, and gaming companies all seem quite happy with the moves that Microsoft are making, and the fact that it's going to share quite a lot of the code base with Xbox One is definitely a really positive step. Issues with early access games, particularly on Steam, but hopefully those are things that are going to be eventually ironed out. It really falls down to us as consumers to really push that. But overall, very good news, I think, for the gaming industry. So take care of yourselves, and bye for now.